Hello everyone, welcome back to the Prophet Daniel channel. Today we continue our series Intercession on Fire with Part 5, the Spiritual Discernment of the Intercessor. How do demons enter? Get ready to deepen your understanding of spiritual warfare and discernment. Let's dive in. We are constantly engaged in a spiritual battle. God is our ultimate defender, and His presence ensures our victory. The Bible reminds us not to be afraid when we face our enemies because God fights for us, as told in Deuteronomy 20 verses 1-4. This spiritual battle began in the Garden of Eden, highlighting the enmity between humanity and the forces of evil, as seen in Genesis 3 verse 15. Throughout history, God's love and salvation have been our ultimate protection, as noted in Hosea 1 verse 7. Recognizing the reality of spiritual warfare is crucial. Every day we face not just physical challenges but also spiritual ones. Our awareness of this battle strengthens our resolve to stay vigilant and rely on God's power. The enemy Satan is always lurking, seeking to devour and destroy, as mentioned in 1 Peter 5 verse 8. Our battle is not against people but against the spiritual forces of evil that influence them, shown in Job 1 verses 6-7. Jesus taught us to love and pray for our enemies, showing that our true fight is against the spiritual forces behind them, as stated in Matthew 5 verse 44 and Romans 12 verse 20. Satan operates in darkness, hiding his schemes from us. However, through spiritual discernment we can bring his plans to light and counteract them effectively, as revealed in Jude 1 verse 6 and 2 Peter 2 verse 4. Understanding the nature of our enemy helps us prepare and strategize better for spiritual warfare. Spiritual mapping involves discerning and documenting the spiritual history and strongholds in a person's life. This process helps us understand the enemy's strategies and enables effective intercession and deliverance. By correctly reading the symptoms of spiritual captivity, we can begin the process of setting people free. Spiritual mapping acts like a great light shining in a dark region, allowing us to see the enemy's strategy and expose Satan's hidden plans and the causes enabling demonic exploitation. This tool is critical for intercessors to understand the spiritual landscape and target their prayers effectively. Practical example. If someone is struggling with recurring sin, mapping their spiritual history might reveal generational patterns or past traumas that need to be addressed through prayer and deliverance. Just as spies explored the Promised Land to understand its strengths and weaknesses, as mentioned in Numbers 13, verses 2, 18 and 19, and Joshua 2 verse 1, intercessors must explore spiritual strongholds to identify areas of bondage. Some strongholds require specific strategies, such as prayer and fasting, for effective deliverance, as noted in Matthew 17, verses 15-21. Exploring these strongholds involves understanding the historical and spiritual context of a person's life. This can include generational patterns, past traumas, and personal choices that may have opened doors to spiritual oppression. By identifying these factors, we can develop targeted strategies for intercession and deliverance. Accurate discernment involves gathering as much information as possible about spiritual penetration, familial patterns, personal involvements, and typical symptoms, as described in Mark 9 verse 22. Understanding these factors is foundational for identifying and addressing spiritual captivity. Discernment provides insights into the penetration of spirits, identifying lineage and repetitive family signs, investigating personal involvements, recognizing typical symptoms, and considering factors like conception, gestation, and birth. Accurate discernment allows us to see the full picture and understand the roots of spiritual bondage. This understanding guides our prayers and helps us address the specific areas where the enemy has gained a foothold. Spiritual captivity can manifest in various forms, including guilt, shame, hidden abuses, and secret sins. Identifying these root causes is essential for effective intercession. Understanding the underlying causes of spiritual bondage is crucial for delivering those in captivity, as mentioned in Mark 9:29. Captivity often includes hurtful memories, secret shames, hidden abuses, traumas, hidden sins, discrete vices, iniquities, wounds, family secrets, domestic crises, financial insufficiencies, and immoral behaviors. Recognizing these signs helps us plan targeted intercessory prayers. By examining the symptoms and causes of spiritual captivity, we can develop a comprehensive approach to intercession. Intercession affirms our authority in the spiritual world and must be combined with faith and fasting. It involves identifying the entry and exit points of captivity and understanding when the spiritual bondage began, as illustrated in Matthew 17:15-21. Effective intercession requires us to find the entry and exit points for each type of captivity. Understanding how and when the spiritual prison began helps us free the prisoner and restore them to spiritual freedom. These principles guide us in addressing various forms of spiritual bondage. Let's explore the steps for confession and renunciation of sins. First, idolatry. Nullify involvement in idolatrous rituals and disconnect from idolatrous entities. Cancel prayers and invocations made to idols and remove their effects. Next, occultism and malicious rituals. Renounce superstitions and break all connections to occult practices. Place the power of the cross between the victim and all resulting curses. Moving on to mystical activities, renounce mystical experiences and disconnect from all related practices. For cults, confess and renounce involvement in cults, nullify their doctrines and disconnect from their spiritual effects. Regarding spiritism, renounce all forms of spiritism and break all pacts with demonic entities. Place all spiritual entities related to spiritism on the cross of Christ. Lastly, various iniquities. Seek forgiveness for various sins and place all iniquities on the cross of Christ, receiving forgiveness in Jesus' name. Confession and renunciation are crucial steps towards complete spiritual freedom. Thank you for joining us for this enlightening session on the spiritual discernment of the intercessor. In our next video, we will delve deeper into effective intercessory practices. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video to help others in their spiritual journey. To recap our previous videos: Video 1, Learning to Pray, the foundation of effective intercession. Video 2, the target of intercession, confronting spiritual hosts of evil. Video 3, purposes and precautions in intercession, understanding the dynamics of spiritual warfare. Video 4, School of War, confronting the enemy with strategic prayer. Stay tuned for the next video. Until then, stay blessed and remain in the presence of God. See you in the next video, everyone. Stay with God.